ahead, man.
A lot of historical pieces right there.
Yup, 100%.
You care to, flip through that stack of albums?
All right, well, first of all, this right here, this might be one of my favorite albums. Well, first of all, let's start here. This is one of my favorite artists, period. Teddy Pendergrass. This is somebody that I play at least 2 times to 3 times a week. Wake Up Everybody, I literally, and I know y'all gonna laugh and say, a fat person don't exercise, but when I'm on the elliptical, when I'm on the treadmill, when I'm working out, this is the record that I use that I love so much that I can burn the time and not worry about it. So Wake Up Everybody was Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, of course, but it was Teddy Pendergrass. Right. Love TKO. Love TKO is on this album. What else is on this album? Love TKO is probably one of the biggest ones on this album. Another Love TKO. Oh, oh, oh. There's no way that you could have R&B without Teddy Pendergrass. All right, so this one. Maze, okay, well, of course, this is the man that brought you Before I Let You Go. There's nothing else to really discuss when it comes to this. This is an iconic artist and an iconic group. What was on this one? Joy and Pain was on this one. Now, of course, Rob Bass redid this record, but this guy's work cannot be underestimated. Now, if you're not a serious R&B fan from the 80s and late 70s and 80s, you might not know Maze and Frankie Beverly. When you put those two, when you put that together, that's a combination. What else can you actually say about this? This is a flawless. Now this one, let me see Rolls Royce. All right. This is now people. Now listen, I wasn't a huge Rolls Royce fan, but that car wash. All right.
Yeah.
That car wash. Listen, because I'm not gonna lie about something that I'm not. I'm not a huge Rolls Royce fan, but I tell you, that one record, Car Wash, might be one of the most pivotal movie soundtrack hits ever.
Definitely.
Go back and, first of all, if you haven't watched the movie Car Wash, go watch that. Because just the plot and everything, it's a black movie classic. But Car Wash, the song, boom, oh come on, man. The Gap Band. Well, what's on here? The Gap Band. What's on this one right here? Okay, it's Alston. What's on this one? Come on, how you gonna be? Listen, all right. So let's start here. This guy here, who is the main singer who is the main singer in this group?
Charlie Wilson.
Who has Charlie Wilson influenced?
Probably a little bit of everybody. R. Kelly, those types.
R. Kelly, Aaron Hall.
Right.
Hi. And the thing about Charlie Wilson is his voice is so dope. He's on records today. He was just on an OT Genesis record maybe like a year and a half ago, and he still sounds great. And those riffs that he started, to me, in terms of music and having a lane, this guy, Charlie Wilson, is as important to me in terms of having your own lane and doing his own specific style of R&B as Roger Zapp.
Right.
That's my personal opinion.
Big following with like millennials.
Mm-hmm.
It transferred over a lot of his solo joints. Classic. Yeah. Hear a lot of them on days like today and shit. You know what I mean? At the family gatherings.
The twins, both of them short niggas. The twins. Listen, The Whispers. One of my favorite records that I love to death. See, here's the thing. Let's start here. you know, today's music is cool. I don't want to sound like an old man, like, yo, I don't like that music, whatever. Of course, I'm from the 90s and 80s, so I'm going to be partial to that. I don't believe in any form of music can you move forward if you don't know your past, right? So for me, a lot of the music that I listen to just to get ideas are from the 70s and the 80s and even the 60s. They got a record called Lady, okay?
Oh, wait.
Y'all need to go to YouTube and investigate that. And the beat goes on, bit, 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 bit. You need to go and investigate those songs.
Right.
And I want to say something about everything that we've touched so far. These groups put together records the way they're supposed to be put together. You know, arrangement of records. The way a record's arranged, that's why I listen to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s music when I wanna study up, when I'm thinking about stuff. It's my own personal music I like. I love 50s music because it was arranged the right way. If you go listen to R. Kelly, When a Man Loves a Woman, When a Woman Loves. If you listen to When a Woman Loves by R. Kelly, listen to how he put that record together and how it was arranged. In the 50s, in 60s, they arrange music. Now it's just put the beat on and talk about, yo, ops killed, yo, I'm going to get my ops, I'm going to do this, yo, F that side, all that. Real arrangement, real musicians doing real stuff. And that's not to say that today's artists are not musicians.
Right.
But it was just a different level of quality to me.
When
no
you use the
disrespect.
term arranged, can you give a little bit more insight on that?
Like this goes here, then we go to the bridge or the pre-bridge, then it'll be a 4-bar, there's something, then the hook might be here. It's like, and making a record where it goes like this, up, come down, up, come down. So taking you on a journey, so to speak, with the way that the music is presented. Buffalo Zone, like this one. What is there to say about Rick James? If you know something, if you have time, go and watch the documentary on Rick James. Now, of course, Rick James is from Buffalo, so he wound up in Canada with the draft and all that kind of stuff like that. He always wanted to be a rock star, and then he wrote for a lot of people, and then the next thing you know, you turn around and you get this. Rick James at one point was one of the most dominant names in R&B. Put it like this: Rick James turned the Temptations around when they were on their downward slope and gave them one more. So as far as I'm concerned,
Standing on the top.
No. Treat them like a lady.
Oh, okay.
I think no. What? Because you got me on the spot. What song did Rick do for the Temptations? Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
It's Standing on the Top.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you the one that I like. Hold on. I'm all over the place. What song did Rick James produce for the Temptations? Oh yeah, Standing on the Top. Standing on the Top. You're 100% right. Standing on the Top.
I love that record.
Yeah,
man.
Standing on the Top.
It's a good joint.
But there's there's one more record that Rick James, did he do it for the Temptations? Who did he do it for? Who did Rick James produce that record for? We were talking about it on the documentary.
Smokey?
Huh?
Smokey Robinson.
No. Whoa! You remember that?
Ebony Eyes.
Oh my God. Listen, I didn't even think about Ebony Eyes. Listen, people, you want to have 6 kids? Go listen to that record, man. Take your woman or your man in the room and throw on Ebony Eyes. Okay, now you want to talk about records being arranged correctly?
Yeah.
That was an absolute masterpiece from beginning to end. And listen, another thing, videos were in their infancy, but that was a badass video.
Stuck on an island and shit.
What?
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest videos ever. Earth, Wind and Fire, man. Earth, Wind and Fire. What? Shining Star, of course. Shining Star, no matter who you are. And listen.
Brand Nubian shining star.
And listen, you have to understand something, people. These are the works. These are the works that, in the infancy and the what I call the coming of age of hip hop, a lot of big records. You have to understand, in the beginning of hip hop, and I was only a child at this point. I may have been like when hip hop really started. I might have been 2 or 3, but I remember in that year of 77, 78, 79, we were still listening to the Doobie Brothers, it was still like rock and Hall and Oates. Michael McDonald, Hall and Oates and stuff like that. So these kind of albums and this kind of music was what gave us the musical sensibility to go ahead and give you what you have now. Right. So if you go listen to classic pivotal albums in hip hop like 3 Feet High and Rising, you got Say No Go, that's Hall and Oates. Say No Go, so these, whether you know it or not, all of these albums, to an extent, played a role in what you have today. Let's see here. Temptations. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember this album. But I do know, of course, the Temptations. What else is there to say about that group? I ain't going to lie on myself. I was never a huge Temptations fan. So I don't remember this album, but I will not take away the importance of the group, the Temptations. Oh, holy shit. This is love making right here, okay? This is love making right here. Ray Goodman and Brown. You gotta be a special lady. If you haven't, everyone that's up here, you need to go and deal with Google. This might be one of the most important baby-making records of that era. Would you agree with that?
Definitely.
Would you agree?
Definitely. I was a kid, and
about 3,000.
I heard that shit a lot.
3,000 kids were probably made off of this.
No, I heard that shit a lot.
So let me see. What? Oh yeah. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on, Isley Brothers, man. Isley Brothers, and Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something. This album right here, at your best, is crazy. Go look up Don't Say Goodnight. Again, these are records that half of y'all are here because of. So, and another thing, Ronald Isley, right? And I knew a little bit about him because these guys are from Teaneck, New Jersey. I'm from Harlem. So,
is they? Huh? I never knew what them niggas.
Yeah, they're from Teaneck, New Jersey.
Fly dressing motherfuckers.
Yeah. Listen, these niggas was fly.
Yeah.
Right? These niggas was fly. Look like they was always with the shits when it came to dressing. They from Teaneck, New Jersey. So I knew a lot of their family members. They had a studio over there. And when I was rapping, I used to go and I would be around people that deal with the.
She's so pretty, ain't she?
Respectfully, Shaka Khan is how old?
She probably in the 70s.
I would be Shaka Khan today. Facts.
Man, she's gorgeous.
Like
breathtaking.
When she did I'm Every Woman, I must have been fucking 10. But here's the thing. Shaka Khan was plus size bad before we even knew before I even knew what plus size bad. She was thick before it was even what I even knew what it was.
Brick house.
And I was like, damn. I remember being 11 going, damn, who's that? So
she had next level beauty. She had that big hair and
she had big hair. I think, to be honest with you, that might be where I wound up loving women with big hair, man. Because Shaka, go look at that video, man. She could get picked. You put Shaka Khan in that video on the street today, she getting picked up. She's getting bagged right off the rip. Brothers Johnson. You know something? I wasn't a big Brothers Johnson fan. But of course, it's produced by Quincy Jones, so
right.
you know when Q get his hands on that, he's Quincy Jones is the original super producer. Oh yeah. I want to get to the BT Express. Pivotal album for the beginning of hip hop. Period.
By the time I got exposed to him, it was kind of like his records was kind of like being played in the same rotation as like Planet Rock and all of the big boy shit.
Listen, he is one of the forefathers of hip hop. Period, hands down. Like
He didn't use no lyrics, right? He was just
no lyrics, just instrumentals, bro.
Yeah.
BT Express. Man, wow. Like, where did you get all this from, man?
Those are my father's albums.
So he and
There's all the real deal. That Rick James right there. That was all the real deal.
And listen, you could tell that number one, these are cardboard. Number two, you could tell by this that they've been sitting.
Yeah.
And the imprint is on here, so these are at least 30, 40 years old. What on? 76, bro. 86, 96, 06, 16. That's holy. This is almost a 50-year-old.
Who has turntables anymore besides DJs, and they don't need a lot of them.
To be honest with you, most of the stuff, because of Serato, I was in Australia last week. Serato headquarters is there. There are things that simulate turntables with the platter, but actually having a phonographic device that people put a needle on, it's not really the thing anymore. But there are audiophiles that and collectors that have it. BT Express again. What was the biggest record BT Express made? I forget. What's the record, bro? Because I wasn't a big BT Express fan. This didn't get played in my house. Now, this always got played in my crib.
It's a big one.
Yeah, this always got, come on, of course, it's the OJs, man. Like,
Did they do Silent Night?
I don't know if they did Silent Night. The Stairway to Heaven, listen, as a DJ, one of my records, if I'm playing, 45 to 60. The first record that I'll get on the set, if I'm playing 45 to 60 or definitely 50, where I know it's 50 to 60, to set the tone, if I'm going old school, I'm like, look, we're going to set the tone. I'm going to my girl immediately. I know it like the back of my hand. I'll be like, listen, my name is Fatman Scoop. I'm not here to play tonight. Listen, we're going to set the tone. Because I know that song is, number one, it's a classic. It's a sing-along. It's another record that was put together well. Another thing about all of these things, and of course, this man right here, when they wrote a record, they wrote a record. Okay? They wrote records. This man right here, he may not have written it, but Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Gamble and Huff, when they wrote a record, they wrote a record. Let me share something with y'all. It's going to be 50 years from when they made this song. But in Wake Up Everybody, the man said, politicians, stop lying about lying. Okay, the man, I need you to understand that the man said, politicians, stop lying. You got it?
Yeah.
The man said, politicians, stop lying about lying. How could you be mad at that? This is something that's in a, I gotta go in here. I don't want to play with this. Holy shit. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. So you had a joint. This joint right here. All right. Let's start here. Cameo. Candy. He's another one that had BJ Blackman had his own style. No one could copy that. So Roger Zapp, Blackman,
Larry Blackman.
Larry Blackman, excuse me, I'm thinking BJ. BJ's his son, my man. Shout out to my man BJ. We grew up together. He's one of my best friends. Larry Blackman, I'm sorry, I mixed BJ with Larry. Larry Blackman had his own style, period. So Larry Blackmon, Roger Zapp, and we were just talking about him, Gap Band.
Charlie Wilson.
From that era all the way to like the mid-90s, if you notice, you got 3 or 4 separate groups, 5 groups, and nobody sounds the same. Today, all the music sounds the same, and they're all talking about the same subject matter. I'm not hating. Listen, I only not played 3 or 4 things. Bin Laden, Hitler, and the devil. If it involved those 3 things, I'm not playing it. If I gotta go to a club and play poker, I'll play it. I play Sexy Red Ski. I play everything that you can think of because I'm still mixy. But I'm just talking about what the different styles of music and how everyone was different. So Larry Blackmon, of course, cameos the man again. Shout to my man PJ Blackmon. I grew up with him. Harlem again. That's my guy.
Before you hold up that record right there, you know you're gonna have to do, because Hassan just, I mean,
Yeah.
But there's a correlation with that record, and I explain to people all the time that record is probably the reason that he will never be ostracized from hip hop because.
Well, here's the thing. I don't stand with it. I don't care if you made this record or not. I don't stand with that.
Right.
So
it's still, that record is still what it is.
All right. So let's go with it. All right. Right here, Planet Rock, Soul Sonic Force, Africa Bambaataa. All right. So here we go. First of all, I'm a Tommy Boy guy. I ran Tommy Boy rap promotions in the 90s. Tom Silverman is a mentor to me. Tom Silverman, and just in case you don't know Tommy Boy, Tom Silverman was a maverick. He has been behind some of the most trailblazing groups ever. Soul Sonic Force, K7, RuPaul, Naughty by Nature, De La Soul, House of Pain. I can go on and on and on, right? But this right here was the genesis. Now, of course, you have Africa Bambaataa on there, widely regarded as one of the forefathers of hip-hop. You know, the accusations about him as sexual assault. Listen again, this is a beautiful piece of vinyl, but I don't stand with anybody who does any form of sexual assault. I know the whole thing with Hassan Campbell and all of that, and you know, I don't know if it's been settled or solved.
Can I just interject? Since you said settled, there's a law right now that's affecting past sexual assault.
Right, sexual assault
victims and things of that nature, and 2,587 suits have been brought to light.
Right.
We spoke about a lot of people. Bill Cosby.
Yeah, Bill Cosby
again. Rose.
Yeah, Axl Rose.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah. Puff Daddy.
They hit Jamie. They hit Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah, and this is triggered because of this statute that expires tomorrow.
Right.
Africa Bambaataa has been long accused of committing such acts.
Right.
But ain't nobody filed any lawsuit against him. It's still 24 hours.
Right.
We haven't seen nobody file any lawsuits. Go ahead.
Right, but okay, but there weren't a bunch of them talking out. Was it Ronald B. Stinger or somebody, a bunch of different people speaking out or whatever?
B. Stinger was somebody else who came forward about Africa Bambaataa, and there was he has a reputation. Let's say he has a reputation. But nobody, to my knowledge, has settled a case, or Hassan has never filed a case on Africa Bambaataa.
Here's the thing. This is the way that I look at it. I'm gonna look at the camera and I'm gonna be very serious about this. Sexual assault ain't a game. Because when you assault somebody sexually, you're changing their life. Especially if you do it at a young age, you're taking people's innocence, you're doing all kinds of stuff. So I'd like to start by saying every sexual claim needs to be taken seriously, period. For me, I have a standing order. No means no. I have literally got up out of the bed before and got somebody out the bed, put their clothes on, and put them in a taxi. I don't play that because your vagina is not worth my freedom. Right. It's not a fair exchange for me. Listen, I'll go in the bathroom and use my hand, but my thing is, I'm staying on these streets. And again, on another note, I don't believe if somebody doesn't give it to you, it's not a win. So anybody out here that wants to drug a chick or do whatever they want to do to get the win, that's not a win. Okay, a win is when a woman says, I'm going to lay down with you and I've had no drugs, I've had nothing, I'm doing this of my own free will. Anything else to coerce them is a loss. But with that being said, I just, my thing is, what's scary about these suits is that you're bringing back stuff from years and years ago that we can't quantify and we don't have evidence on. There's no rape kit, there's no nothing, there's no footage, there's no nothing. So how do we do this? And number two is this. You can make an accusation and then you can go off and be found, people can forget about it or whatever, but once people make that accusation, we cannot unsee it. Now, there's certain situations, and I'm not going to talk about those situations because we know just what just happened, where something happened and somebody say, I'm going to settle quickly. That's a whole different thing. But what happens if somebody makes an accusation and then we find out that it's not true?
I believe that a lot of those, it's too many of them for all of those guys to go to jail. For all of those guys to lose civilly, 2,500 cases, right. Everybody ain't going to lose. The Jamie Foxx situation, it allegedly happened in 2015 on the rooftop of a New York City lounge, hotel, something like that. And she said that she was allegedly assaulted vaginally and anally. But she ain't ever tell nobody, or nothing ever happened since 2015. Right. That don't make sense. That's 8 years.
Right. It don't make sense, man. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but it don't make sense. And my thing is this: when you do this, you play with somebody's reputation. For me, I can only speak for myself. I believe again that if it's not given to me, it's not a win. And to be honest with you, there are many women in my life that I wanted, but I didn't get them. That's life. There are women that Jay-Z wanted that he didn't get. That's life. You're not going to get everything you want. But here's the thing. If you play with messing with somebody's name, you better be ready for the action. I can only speak for myself. If you do that with me, I'm going hard all the way. Listen. My thing is, we go into court, I'm suing you, I'm going crazy. Listen, I give it to the foundation of testicular cancer in gerbils. I don't even want your money, but just don't play with my game. Don't play with my name and don't play with my reputation. But at the same time, a lot of people can say, when there's smoke, there's fire. So there's two separate ways to think about it.
Got it.
What do you think about that?
Appreciate you giving me great insight. Nah, you gave me a direct answer in regards to it, and I feel the same way about you. What if some of these people aren't guilty of these crimes that they've been accused of? And in regards to their reputations, I believe that's why some of these people move to settle them right away, because some of the threats be people want to write tell-alls and shit like that. So if you settle the case, I believe a part of the stipulations.
It's right, is that you can't say anything.
Yeah, you did it.
At the same time, then that could mean, not absolutely saying, but that could mean when there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
So for me, again, I can only speak for myself. I have a daughter, and I have women in my family. I can only speak to how I would feel if I found out that someone sexually violated one of my loved ones. Again, I'll repeat this again. For me, it's not a win. If you go and you do something to alter someone's personality where you get what you want, it's not a win. The thing that's sexy to me is I said something to you that made you say, wait up, hold on, let me, like that's what to me is sexy. And again, I'll be the first to tell you, there's been times where Somebody said, listen, I'm not feeling it right now. I don't think that this is the right time. All right, let's get up, let's go. Because again, your vagina is not worth my freedom. It's not a fair exchange. And I've always been on that note, and I've always explained it to my son and also male members in my family.
Do you think that celebrities should be given more consideration in New York City in regards to the New York City cases? Because, like I said, a lot of those guys, I don't believe allows for women to go ahead and take their shot. You know what I mean?
Well, I look at it this way. I think there should be a form of filtering when it comes to this. Like, how do we prove something from 1987? You know, I understand when somebody gets assaulted, we go, there's a rape kit, there's boom, 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 there's accusations, but now we bring in stuff from the year 86, 91. How do we quantify the level of truth here? Whatever. At the same time, a victim can hold that inside and be afraid. There's certain people that are so powerful you're just afraid to say it. It could be a bunch of different stuff. Threatening, I don't know. So it's one of them things. It's a very touchy situation.
You know how you said that they could be afraid? A lot of these lawsuits have been filed anonymously from Jane Doe's. So the public don't know who it is, but I imagine the person that's being accused, they got an idea who it is.
So here's the thing. If you're going to hit somebody with the Jane Doe, you got to stand. Just like you putting their name out there, you got to be able to stand on something. So that's like somebody taking a swing at you and then running away. I understand I understand the whole Jane Doe thing, but what you do is you put somebody out on Front Street, but you don't put your name to it.
Right.
And so
some of the women did. Cassie did.
Okay, right. Cassie did.
The chick that is accusing Axl Rose, I believe her name is listed too.
Right. So there's some people that will put their name to it, but I believe that, how do we work this out? Listen, respectfully, this kind of situation is right up there with the conundrum of Israel and Palestine. It's one of them things that it's going to take years to work it out to make it effective, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they hidden these people in their pocketbooks. In regards to the record, that record is always going to mean a lot to me.
Yes, it is.
As of right now, like I said, ain't nobody filed no lawsuit against Africa Bambaataa, so his reputation is still intact. Until anybody take it to court, it's just YouTube videos.
But you know something? Here's the thing about it. When you make an accusation on somebody, you make it where the court of public opinion, people can't unsee it. All right?
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
And here's the thing. Sometimes not being able to unsee it is actually worse than a settlement for that person.
It's like a conviction.
It's a conviction. It's literally a conviction because you can say, whatever I have read in a document, I can't unsee it. If somebody come out and make a statement, I can't unsee it because now it's in my head. So conviction or no conviction, you've just convicted somebody. The thing is, what happens if that person is actually not guilty? If they guilty, I'm the first one to say, get their asses out of here, punish them to the highest extent of the law. But what if they're not?
I don't think people who make false accusations are punished in America.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you make a false accusation and it is found out that it's false and you lied, we can't walk away from this. You have to be punished to the highest extent of the law because you just put a man's life on the line. I've never gone to jail. I can't speak on it. But sexual predators, how they looked at in a facility.
Scumbags, lowlife.
So now what you do is you make an accusation, and you telling me that if it's found to be untrue, we gonna just walk away from this and take an Excedrin and walk down the street and brush it off with some dirt. We not doing that, bro. Like I said, if it's me and it's wrong and it's unfounded, I'm going after you. Listen, you gonna pay me for the rest of your life, and I don't even want your money. I'll give it to Julio Iglesias. I'll give it to the Coalition for Diabetes and Hamsters. I don't care, but something has to happen, and for me, I would want to make sure you get prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think it's a Me Too situation.
Me Too is scary, man. Me Too is scary. And listen, man, anytime, big targets are always going to get it. But at the same time, if you're a big target and you know you're a big target, you got to be careful. So there's certain rappers that I know, I'm not going to mention names. If you don't know them, you can't even come backstage. If you don't know them, you can't even get an all-access pass if they don't know you personally.
Right.
People, I don't want to name...
Is that the safe route?
Hell yeah. People, I don't even want to name names. That you can't even be backstage if you don't know this person. Because they're trying to take away that element. Because to be honest with you, a woman is the easiest way to get to a dude. That's just a fact. Because a big ass and a beautiful face and a thin waist for a black man will neutralize everything. You won't tell dudes in the street what's going on. Everything will be secret, but you'll get with a woman and wind up pillow talking. So it's one of those things, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Would you agree or disagree?
I agree, but what do you think the celebrity is gonna have to do in regards to like dating and being around women? What they gonna have to take a chaperone with them? Body cameras?
I mean, here's the thing. I'll say this to everybody out here, and it's not something that I take lightly. And although I'm not dating right now, I'm not gonna put my own personal situation out there, but I'm gonna tell you what I do. I have a 90-day standing rule. I'm not putting hands on you. I'm not doing nothing with you until I've known you for at least 90 days. I was on a TV show called Celebrity Big Brother in England. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that I learned on that show is you cannot fake for forever. Eventually, the real you is going to come out. The problem is we have sex first and then we talk later.
Right.
So you get in bed with somebody, but you don't really know who they are or what they are. I need to know something about you. I need to know how you are on your good days. I need to know how you are on your bad days. I need to know if you're triggered, how you're going to act. If you get angry, how you're going to act. I need to know that you're mentally stable. Also, you need to look for different kinds of women. Personally, any woman that's a mother, for the most part, is usually stable. There is some baby mothers out here that's crazy, but most women that are mothers and nurturers and mature and have their kids in the house and teaching their kids and doing that, most times those women are stable. What do the women that you deal with stand for? Just cause you look good don't mean that you are good. Just because you got a big butt and a beautiful face and a thin waist does not make you the baddest chick. The baddest chick is the most sensible chick. The chick that will take direction. The chick that is a nurturer. The chick that wants to work with you and not against you. The chick that don't give you problems. The chick that don't yell and speak back to you and talk crazy and do things to put you in a certain situation. So you have to pick your women wisely. Listen, it's a reality, man. The baddest get the baddest. So right now, a dude like French Montana is out there right now in the studio working on a record. There is a woman in a gym right now doing squats that will go home, eat her food, and throw it up so that when she's in the club, she's going to put herself right in the eye line of French Montana so you can be like, who the hell is that? That's how the best deals with the best. You always going to have that. But again, what I'm saying is, You always have the best women and the finest women in the food chain being at the top.
Right.
But just because you look good don't mean that you are good. It's gotta be a combination.
True. I like how you put the process in like chronological order. You said we had sex first.
Listen. When I was new in the game, you come here. I mean, y'all may say, oh, who is Fatman Scoop to be able to do that? When I was super on fire, you, let's go. Like.
Yo, you know the vibes. Uncle Ralph McDaniels, Video Music Box, Lord Nez in the building.
Yeah, Queens get the money, baby. Shout out to Gully TV, man.
Gully TV.
How you say get your dribble right?
Get your dribble right?
Ah! Yeah.